In the last session, we discussed about the Gauss law in magnetism. Now, today's session, we are going to discuss about Earth's magnetism or terrestrial magnetism, and also we are going to study about what are the terms related to this Earth magnetism. Okay. Now, all of you know that Earth can act as a magnet. Okay. That is explained by William Gilbert in the year 1600. By his experiment, he told that Earth can act as a magnet. So his experiment is, when he hang the bar magnet is aligned along the north and south poles of the Earth. South pole of bar magnet is aligned along the north pole of the Earth. So north pole of the bar magnet is aligned along the south pole of the Earth. Okay. Due to this, he concluded that Earth is also having the behavior of the magnet. Here we are going to understand why Earth can act as the magnet. There are different theories will be there. So in that we consider one theory, that is, when we take the cross section of the Earth, the cross section of the Earth is like this, and Earth is having from the center to the surface of Earth different layers will be there. In that I consider a small portion. Here I consider a portion which is like this, and here this is the inner core of the Earth, and it is the outer core of the Earth, and it is mantle, and it is upper mantle, and it is crest, and it is the Earth surface. And after that we have the ionosphere, troposphere, like that environment can be there. Okay. Now these are the layers from center of the Earth to surface of the Earth, that is inner core, outer core, mantle, upper mantle, and crust, and it is the surface of Earth. Okay. Now here, why Earth can act as the magnet? The reason why Earth can act as the magnet is, when we consider the outer core, in the outer core we have the fluid. That fluid is nothing but, in the outer core there is a fluid. That fluid is nothing but ferrous and nickel fluid, that is iron and nickel. Iron and nickel, or ferrous and nickel, is in the form of the fluid in the outer core of the Earth. Whenever this fluid is moving, due to the movement of this fluid, a current can be produced. Due to that current, a magnetic field can be produced. So this is the one of the consideration which we consider for the why Earth can act as the magnet. That is, in the outer core of the Earth there is a molten material which is in the form of the fluid, that is ferrous and nickel. The ferrous and nickel is in the form of the fluid. When this fluid is moving, due to the movement of the fluid, a current will be flowing. Due to that fluid flow current, here magnetic field can be formed. Due to that reason, Earth can act as a magnet. Okay, this is one of the imagination. Okay, so there are some other concepts will be there. Here Earth is revolving. Due to the revolution of the Earth also, magnetic field can be formed. We can take like that. But here in this, the fluid form of ferrous and nickel is moving. Due to the movement of the fluid form of the ferrous and nickel, a current can be flowing. Due to that current, a magnetic field is formed. So that is the reason why Earth can behave as a magnet. Now see how Earth magnetism can be considered. Here it is the Earth we consider, and it is the axis of the rotation of Earth. Okay, Earth is revolving with a certain angle, which is having certain slope can be there. So Earth is revolving along its axis, and here when we consider the field lines are existing in this manner. So here it is the north pole of the Earth, and it is the south pole of the Earth, and here the field lines of Earth is in this manner. Okay, all of you know that here the Earth is revolving with certain slant position. It is having certain angle. Whenever we hang a magnet, when we hang a magnet. This is the bar magnet we hang. So this is earth and it is a bar magnet. Okay, the axis of bar magnet is like this. This is the axis of bar magnet. Okay, now this is the axis of the earth rotation and it is the axis of the bar magnet. Now here it is called as geographical meridian. This is called a geographical meridian, and here the line passing through the, this is the south pole of the bar magnet and it is north pole of this bar magnet. All of you know that the south pole of bar magnet is aligned along the north pole and north pole of the bar magnet is aligned along the south pole. Now here this is called magnetic meridian. So like that we are going to consider geographical meridian and magnetic meridian. Okay. So now here these are the field lines of the earth and it is the rotation axis, and here this line represents geographical meridian and and when a bar magnet is hanged, that bar magnet is always aligned along south and north poles. So here the axis of the bar magnet is called as the magnetic meridian. Now we are going to draw those two meridians are like this. Here this is the geographical meridian and A, B, C, D I consider. This is geographical meridian, and here certain angle made by the magnetic meridian. Here I consider the magnetic meridian. This is similar to a book which is opened. Okay, now this is called as magnetic meridian. So like that we are going to consider geographical meridian and magnetic meridian. See the definitions of geographical meridian and magnetic meridian. So here geographical meridian is nothing but at any place is a vertical plane passing through the geographic north and south pole. It is a vertical plane which is, for example, this is the earth. Here this is magnetic meridian and it is geographical meridian. Now we consider the total line from north pole to south pole. It can act as the geographical meridian. Okay. Now here I am going to consider from south pole to or north pole to south pole of the earth. Here a plane, vertical plane which is passing through. For example, so this is the earth. Vertical plane means up we can consider north, down we can consider this south. So the plane is from north pole to south pole. This plane can be called as the geographical meridian. So here in this diagram we take, this is the geographic meridian. This is the geographical meridian which is the plane is passing through the north and south pole of the geographical magnetic field. That is the north and south pole of the geographic of the earth. Next one is magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian is nothing but it is the plane, vertical plane which is passing through the magnetic north and south pole of the earth. That is the plane which is along the bar magnet can be hanged. So we can consider the ABCD can be taken as the magnetic meridian. Okay, na? So here we have the two meridians. One is the geographical meridian and another one is the magnetic meridian. Here in this diagram, A, B, C, D represent magnetic meridian. A, B dash, C dash, D represent the geographical meridian. Now see, we are going to derive some important terms related to this earth magnetism. In this, if they are going to ask 2 mark question, they are going to, in this, the 2 mark question is given the definitions of this earth magnetic field. Okay, na? So in the earth magnetic field, so 3 definitions will be there. Compulsory they can ask anyone for the 2 mark. So that is, so before going to derive the earth magnetic field, means the terms, we are going to consider some terms here, some symbols here. Now this is the magnetic meridian and we are going to take the resultant. So this is the resultant magnetic field of earth. This resultant magnetic field is resolved into 2 components. This component is called vertical magnetic field. This component can be called as horizontal magnetic field. Here the angle between these two can be called as, represent with delta, and here we represent another angle between geographical magnetic meridian and magnetic meridian. It is taken as, that is represented as theta. Here it is represented as theta. So see the symbols which we take. Theta is the angle between magnetic meridian and geographical meridian. Delta is the angle between horizontal magnetic field and resultant magnetic field. So based on this diagram, we are going to derive some important terms which are related to the earth magnetism. See the first term related to the earth magnetism. The first term is the declination. Here declination is representing the theta. See in this diagram where the theta is there. Theta is the angle between geographical magnetic meridian and magnetic meridian. So declination can be defined as, it is the angle between the magnetic meridian and geographical meridian, that can be called as the declination. Remember important definitions. Declination is the angle between geographical magnetic meridian and magnetic meridian, and here the theta is varying place to place. So here certain places generally the theta value is nearly equal to 17 degrees. Remember the declination is nearly equal to 17 degrees. That is the angle between geographic meridian and magnetic meridian. So at certain cases the lines pass in the map, the lines are given in that map. If the lines are having same declination, the same declination lines can be called as the isogonic lines. Remember important objective question. The line declination is same between the lines in the given map. That lines can be called as isogonic. If the declination is not same, then that lines can be called as agonic lines. Here what is the definition for declination? Declination is the angle between magnetic meridian and geographical meridian. If the declination is same in the map, that lines can be called as isogonic lines. If declination is not same, that lines can be called as the agonic lines. Now see the second definition, that is delta. Here that can be called as dip or inclination. Here the delta can be called as dip or inclination. See here, delta is the angle between horizontal component of the earth magnetic field to resultant component of earth magnetic field. So here how we can define the dip or inclination? It is the angle between horizontal component of the earth magnetic field to resultant component of earth magnetic field, that is called as dip or inclination. Okay, now here the dip is maximum at poles and the dip is minimum at equator. At equator, the dip can be taken as 0 degrees. At poles, the dip can be taken as 90 degrees. In the similar way, here the dip is, in the map, lines are given in the angle between the lines. That is, if the dip is same, then that type of lines can be called as isoclinic lines. If the dip is not same, that lines can be called as eclinic lines. Okay. Here the declination is same, that lines can be called as isogonic, and not same, that can be called as agonic. But here the inclination or dip is same, that lines called as isoclinic lines, and inclination is not same, that lines can be called as eclinic lines. Okay. So here what is the dip or inclination? It is the angle between horizontal magnetic field of Earth to resultant magnetic field of the Earth. Remember, important objective bits are, it is 0 degrees at equator and it is 90 degrees at poles. And also important one is, if dip is same, that lines can be called as isoclinic. If dip is not same, that lines can be called as eclinic. Now see the last term. The last term is horizontal component of the Earth magnetic field. That is, it is the component of the Earth magnetic field which is along the horizontal. So here we resolve the Earth magnetic field into two components. Here the component which is horizontal and making an angle delta, that can be called as a horizontal component of the magnetic field. This is called vertical component of the magnetic field. Now from this we are going to find what is the value of the horizontal component of the magnetic field. That component is represented with the term BH. So here, see here, in this triangle, this line represent BV. Okay. Now it is a right angle triangle. So from that we are going to take tan delta. Tan delta is equal to, otherwise we are going to take the, we know the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is B. And here adjacent side is BH, opposite side is BV. So from the right angle triangle we are going to write cos delta. What is cos delta? Adjacent side BH by B. From this, the formula for the horizontal magnetic field can be called as B cos delta. In the similar way, we are going to write the horizontal component also. BV is equal to B sin delta. Okay. So like that we are going to define the terms related to the Earth magnetism. Okay. Here the horizontal magnetism is BH. Okay. Now once again see the important terms related to the Earth magnetism. There are three terms are there. One is the dip. Next one is the declination, and the third one is the horizontal magnetic field. Okay. So here this theta can be called as the declination. What is the definition for declination? It is the angle between Earth magnetic meridian and geographical meridian and magnetic meridian. It is called as the declination. Next one is dip or inclination. It is defined as, it is the angle between horizontal component of the Earth magnetic field to resultant component of the Earth magnetic field. So that is called as the dip or inclination. And third definition, horizontal magnetic field. Here horizontal magnetic field, it is the component of the Earth magnetic field which is making an angle delta to the Earth magnetic field in horizontal. So here the horizontal magnetic field is defined as BH is equal to B into cos delta. Okay. So this is in the concept about the terrestrial magnetism. Okay. In the next session we are going to study about the properties of materials like magnetization, permeability, susceptibility, magnetic intensity. Okay. And after that we know about what are the differences between diamagnetic material, paramagnetic material and ferromagnetic material. Thank you.